Here with Chris Horner at the start of the USA Pro Cycling Challenge. And Chris, you've been racing for a long time. You're almost 40, which I don't even, I'm afraid.
Turning 41.
Turning 41. If we look back, what was the first pro team in Europe that you rode for?
Française de Jour in Europe, 97, 98, 99.
And then from there you went to?
From there I came back to the States. I did 2 years with Mercury, which of course was doing, they were traveling back and forth. Yeah, they were doing a combo program. We raced in Malaysia, we raced in France, we did Criterium International, a few bigger races over in Europe and stuff. And then of course we raced all the bigger stuff here in the US.
And then after that?
After that, I did a year with, who did I do with?
You were with Lotto?
Prime Alliance. 1 year with Prime Alliance. 1 year with Saturn. 1 year with Prime Alliance, and then 1 year with Sonia Duval, and then 2 years with Lotto.
All right, and then now with Radio Shack Nissan.
Yeah, which of course is Johan's team from the Astana years.
So when you first turned pro with Française de Joux, and compared to how you are now, what?
That's a good one.
What have you done different?
Everything's different now. Diet's different. Training's different.
Do you take the sport more seriously?
Experience is different. I always took it. I take it the same. That's the only thing that probably hasn't changed. I take the sport the same way I did as a kid as I do now. I just try to enjoy it. I try not to take it too serious. If you have a good day, you have a good day. If you got a bad day, it was like in California in the time trial stage when I went bad that day. Bad days come, and would I want it to come in Tour of California? No, but after that I got the Tour de France, and before that I had Amstel, Flesch, Liège, Pays Vasco. So I know it's going to come somewhere during the year. Just hopefully it doesn't come
during the key times.
During the key times, which is every race I do. So it's going to come.
That's true. It seems like there's a lot more pressure on you. Have you been comfortable with that kind of, I don't want to say a new role, but I mean you've worked for Lance, you've worked for Contador, you've worked for Cadel, all these different now. You seem to be the man. Have you been comfortable in that new role?
Yes, I'm comfortable in it, and I'm comfortable with having multiple leaders on the team. I think that's a really good way to go. But when I know I'm outright and I just have the really, really good legs, I'm very confident, very comfortable to walk in the meetings and say, guys, I can win the day. And I don't have those legs right now at Tour of Colorado, but hopefully
that's still to be determined.
Yeah, that's still to be determined, and I honestly believe that too. Coming from the Tour, I had good form, and so I honestly think with the altitude training I've already had, I've been at altitude now 3 weeks, and so hopefully from day 1 or day 2 I start to feel those legs come back. That has even changed in terms of experience of knowing when you have form and when you haven't. And so when we go back to the Française de Jour years, I literally think from 97 till now, everything's changed with the exception of the love of the sport and just trying to enjoy it and have a good time.
If you look at how you handled last year, really good form coming into the Tour, you had the crash and bad luck, and now things have gone really well this year. How do you rank this year overall so far compared to maybe the last couple of years with fitness, motivation, overall? You know, what kind of grade do you give yourself?
B+, A- or something. I'd like to give myself an A-.
And what would you have given yourself last year?
Last year, I would have given myself a A grade just because I had the win at California. I was second at the Basque Country where Clody went. I was sitting in a really good GC spot at the Tour de France when I crashed out. So I thought that was a solid year. Certainly, I had a lot of Pro Tour points from it and stuff. And you look now, I got a lot of. I'm sorry, not Pro Tour. They call them World Tour points now. So I got a lot of points. I've had good, solid results. But the only wins I have are team classifications, and so I got a lot of team classification wins, but of course every rider wants individual wins. And so I'd like to find a win somewhere between now and the end of the season, and here, of course, at the Pro Challenge here in Colorado, this would be a great place to pull one.
What are your plans for next year?
Stay here. Hopefully the team melts together and gels together and comes together a little bit better. I think the riders are having not a problem there, but we're just trying to get the two teams merging together a little smoother. And I think if that happens, we'll have a fabulous team.
If you take away some of the problems on the team or the management side of that, personally for yourself, everything is still there to continue racing as hard as you can and at the top level?
From what I've seen this year, the legs are still good. The head's always going to want to race. I kind of find it funny when you see guys retire. I'm like, why'd you retire? Really? You got tired of the sport? So certainly my legs are there, and my head's definitely always been there. And you look at the results I've had, says the legs are there. There's never a time when I'm not with the front group. unless of course it's Wiggins or Froome or something at the Tour de France, but I'm in the next group right behind them. So when you look at that, I think the form is there, the fitness is there. Certainly justified my contract and justified me staying in the European level of racing and stuff like that. So for that, I just continue until the legs stop. Maybe the head goes first, but I seriously doubt it.
Yeah. So if you win this year's USA Pro Cycling Challenge, you'll be able to give yourself an A?
Yes, I go to A.
All
Yeah,
right.
if I can pull out any kind of win, I definitely move into the A category.
That's the report card Chris Horner wants, so we're all cheering for him.